Welcome back to Z-Grill's Taste the Smoke. Of course, my name is Tommy, and I will be your host on over here today. And on today's show, we are going to answer the question, is it worth doing an overnight wet brine on a 10-pound pork butt for pulled pork? So what I want to do now is I've got the pork butt on the board. We've got to break it down. We've got to mix up an easy brine. I will show you all that step by step. At that point, it is going to go in the fridge for an overnight rest, and the next morning, bright and early, we will be firing up my Z-Grills and getting this cook started. Keep in mind that we over here at Z-Grills like to cook with the same proteins that you guys get in your local market, so nothing special there. 10-pound pork butt. We will get it out of the package, get it nice and dried off with some paper towels. Now look, what I like to do with these pork butts, I like to score that top fat cap and then cross score it. You will see a little bit why I like doing that later in the show. Besides, it allows the rub and the brine to penetrate down into the pork. Speaking about that brine, remember Z-Grills is going to have the full ingredient list down in the description, and keep in mind that this is a simple brine. You can get a lot more fancy with it. That said, I don't see a real need to do it. We will get that mixture mixed up, and then we will get our pork butt, get it in the brine, make sure it sinks. That's going to go in the fridge overnight for approximately 10 hours. So that was a quick 10-hour brine, and here we are. It is the next morning. We are looking at about 3 a.m. and the first thing you are going to want to do is get the butt out of the brine, get it on the board. You got to get it nice and dried off. So look, if you want to use a mustard binder, please go ahead. I don't really feel the need to do so. So once dried off, I am going to hit it with some black pepper, and a lot of black pepper at that. You want to get tops, bottoms, sides, you know the deal. Once that is all black peppered up, keep in mind on the next rub that you use, we did that salt brine, so there is some salt penetration into the meat. So I don't want to go salt heavy with my rub of choice. It is going to be a magic rib rub. So look, I've used this in the past on a lot of different proteins, and it definitely hits on all the notes without hitting too much salt on it. So this is going to be a perfect choice for me. And of course, you want to get the tops, the bottoms, and anything left on the board. You can just kind of dip that pork butt and get all the rub. Make sure you get the whole thing rubbed down. Once it is all rubbed down, just leave it on the board, room temperature, let it come up a little bit. In the meantime, I am going to get up on the deck. I've got my Z-Grill all cleaned up, ready to go, but I definitely got to fire that up. So let's do that next. And just like that, we are 4 hours in. That is going to be 4 hours, no peaks. And of course, we are 275, rolling with those Z-Grills cherry pellets. So look, all you want to do here is, you know, your bark is already setting. So you can just do a straight on water spritz. If you want to do some water with apple cider vinegar, go ahead. Other than that, it is spritz it down, shut the hood. Another 2 hours at that 6 hour mark. I will bring you guys back. At that 6 hour mark, you're going to want to check the pork butt and make sure she is cooking nice and evenly. If you see any overcooking on any part, you could rotate the pork butt. Otherwise, just leave it as is. Grab that spritz. You're going to want to spritz it back down, cool it down a little bit. Do not forget to spritz the underneath of the underside of the pork butt. Once you get it all spritzed down, shut it, leave it at 275, and we will see you guys at hour 8. At that 8 hour mark, you are going to want to spritz it down again and just make sure again that the meat is cooking nice and evenly. After you get it spritzed down, just shut it down. The next time you will see me, we are going to be just about finished at that toothpick tender. That said, I'll see you guys in a bit. So this one's going to come in right at that 10-hour mark. I'll have a little bit more on that in the close. But right off the bat, look at the color, man. That is going to be because of those cherry pellets. The bark, I mean, it all looks absolutely incredible. We will check it for that toothpick tender. You can see we're at that 200, but again, the toothpick tender is what you want. So basically what that means is when you slide your probe in and out, you want to have it feel like you're going through like a softened butter. You don't want any resistance. As we get the pork butt off, again, the color is absolutely incredible. The fat has rendered down perfectly. We will carefully get it out of the pit, get it down to the shack. I've got 3 sheets of heavy duty foil all ready to go. We will get the pork butt put in the foil. We want to get that wrapped nice and tight where she is going to sit for about 2 to 3 hours or so. And like any Christmas morning, I cannot wait to bring you guys back, get this sucker unwrapped, do that taste test, talk about it, and close out the show. All right, all you Z grillers, and I could tell you this one's going to come in at 10 hours on this on the pork butt. That is at 275, and I could tell you my Z stayed right at that 275 and also laid down that smoke as you guys saw. And also I did only give it a brief rest of 2 hours, so 12 hours from start to finish. Besides the brine isn't half bad for a 10-pound pork butt. And of course we did have that 10-hour overnight brine. Maybe that sped up this cook a little bit, but here you go. She is nice and wrapped up. And of course, what would a good barbecue be without flies? The flies are definitely swarming. They know there is something good under this foil, and I could tell you they definitely want at it. And of course, here she is in all its glory. And I have to tell you right off the bat, one of the reasons besides allowing some rubs to penetrate down to the pork is I love these little crunchies, these little snacks that that the pork butt gives off. I mean, hey, they may not be the healthiest to eat, but they certainly are tasty. A little crunchy, a little salty, and that fat has definitely rendered beautifully. And look at this, man. Oh, man. Of course, you know that is a good thing right there. So one of the things I like to do here is I like to, come on, girl, come on in here. My dog coming over. So one of the good things, I don't like to use the forks to break this apart. I like to use my hands because as I am doing this, I am also feeling the pork butt. If I feel anything grizzly or anything hard, I'll just take it out and move it to the, move it off the board, move it to the side. Like this here is a little bit hard right here. I'm just going to move that off to the side. Take your time. You want this nice and ripped apart. You want to make sure no bones have fallen through and are in the pork butt. Again, anything fatty, just kind of pull it out and put it to the side. No one wants to bite into a bunch of grizzle, kind of like here. So this is a nice thing of fat right here. We will just kind of take that out. There you go. Put that to the side. So I am taking this also here. See, we got a little bit of cartilage over here. We will take that out, move it to the side. So I am taking this. I'm actually going to freeze this. I am having a family get together in North Carolina. We got a house on the beach. I'm going to be bringing a bunch of goodies down there. Of course, this pulled pork is coming with me. So a little bit of heads up, a little bit of a tip. If you are going to freeze your pulled pork, you don't want to sauce it up and then freeze it. Leave it bare like this. Get it all get it all ripped apart, get it all separated, and then you can freeze it after it cools. I think you guys have waited long enough. Let's go on in and do that taste test. And of course, we've got a nice little chunker here, and cheers. So of course, this whole show was to answer the question: does brining, doing an overnight brine on a pork butt like this, does it add anything to the cook? And I have to tell you, this is definitely in the top. I'll say top 10% of moisture of pork butts that I have done, and I have done many. So I would say it definitely does add some moisture, add some flavor into the pork. But what I really think it does do is it helps to speed up the cook. I mean, 10 hours on a 10 pounder is not that bad. I have had these go up into the 14, 15, 14, 15 hours at that 275. So 10 hours for a juicy pork butt like this is not that bad. So look, that is going to put an end to this show. I appreciate you all for watching. Do not forget that Z Grills is going to have this full recipe down in the description. It'll be broken down there, so you could pick yourself up a pork butt and follow along. So you also could make this. And do not forget the Z Grills Facebook page, how about the website, this YouTube channel right here, and of course Instagram. You follow all them, and I can guarantee you Z Grills will have you smoking all year long. There is no doubt about it. So look, what I am going to need you guys to do is get outside, fire up those Z Grills so you also could taste the smoke. That is going to put an end to this show right here. I appreciate you all for watching. This is a juicy pork butt. Down there is Molly. Let's call her in. And of course, my name is Tommy. I appreciate you all for watching. And until next time, we will see you soon.